Hello everyone and welcome on this new weekly market analysis video from Xtreme Trader. This is Salah speaking. This week actually we had in total of 275 pips of profit, which was actually a good week. However, sadly Friday was very bad, but still I wanted to show you something interesting and I think I have a good explanation for what happened. Let me just show you first the results from our signals. As we can see, on Monday it was actually a good day and we had so many signals ran in profits. Then of course Tuesday we had these small stop losses hidden, but again each one of them were actually 30 pips of loss only, and thankfully we have been able to recover with the coming signals after. So it was actually still a good day even though we had these small stop losses hidden. And again Thursday actually was really good. Wednesday was actually a very good day. As we can see, it's normal of course to have a few losses here and there, but thankfully we are still able to make some good profits back. And again Thursday was just a fantastic day full of profits, as we can see. Then however Friday was actually not good. We had actually I think more than 2 stop losses hidden, but however I wanted to show you something very interesting from Friday results, and that's the reason I'm here to announce that we are canceling the 30 pips stop loss. Usually we have our stop losses between 50 or 45 pips, and we changed that to be 30 pips. However, this is cancelled. That was actually the main reason for these results on Friday. Let me just show you something interesting. This is the signal of the USD. As we can see, the signal has hit the stop loss, and look at that. The reversal has occurred exactly at the stop loss, which was really pissing off. Then again, AUD/CAD as well had reversed exactly from where the market, from where we had placed our stop losses. And again AUD/CAD and USD/CAD right here have actually went all the way down, hit the stop loss, and then reversed. If we have kept our original stop losses, this won't have happened. So again, that was the main reason we had actually to cancel the 30 pips stop loss and getting back to our old routine. And by the way, on Thursday we have received actually good messages from our clients who actually enjoyed these signals and have made a very good profits. As we can see, even this gentleman here, he have actually sent us this video showing us the results using our signals. And this is very interesting because he's actually using the copier and he's copying our signals directly to his MetaTrader 4, and look at that, he's actually on option number 1. So as I can see it, we are having some complaints from people who are not making profits with the option 1, but some other clients are actually making profits with that. So I think it's really up to the clients which trades they are choosing to open, which one they are choosing not to open. Sometimes maybe the system will open some trades but they will cancel it because they don't believe in it or they are not confident with it. But however, as you can see, the results are very promising even though he was on option number 1. So again, I think we are doing very well. Of course, we cannot promise you a consistent profit of every single day. Some days will be bad, and of course many other days will be very good. And again, my friends, we are doing the best we can to improve the service and to enhance the copier. I believe very soon there are some very exciting options coming up in the copier. Please stay tuned and you will see them. You will be very satisfied and pleased with the adjustments that we are actually implementing right now in the copier. So of course, if you wish to join Xtreme Trader Premium Forex Signals group, please contact our support. You can find their contact details in the description below this video. Contact them today and hopefully we will see you there. So let's now make a quick review about the signals which I have sent last Wednesday on the midweek analysis video. As you can see, my friends, EURUSD has went in the right direction and has actually exceeded our take profit level. Pound USD has also went in the direction and exceeded the take profit level as well. AUD/USD has worked perfectly fine, as we can see. And check out how the market has reversed exactly, precisely from where I have mentioned to start shorting the pair. This was actually one perfect signal, and the market has went exactly for 88 pips. USD/CAD has reversed just like I think 2 pips before, 3 pips I think, even less than that, I think 2.6 pips before reaching our buy level, and has went all the way to the take profit level. Usd Jpy sadly didn't work. It just reversed for about 30 pips before going in loss sadly. But however, USD Chf actually has reversed, but after hitting the take profit level. And I have mentioned to everyone that after any signal reaches the take profit level, it's no longer valid. It's immediately disqualified, and we cannot actually place another sell order after hitting the take profit level. The gold, of course, it was another fantastic signal, and it has reversed exactly from the sell level, making about 250 pips and even more than that. Of course, when the signals fails, you will see a lot of bad comments. You will see everyone says, hey, it hit the stop loss. Hey, your signal failed. Hey, I will never follow you. But when the signals, all of them hit the take profit level, not a single comment. I mean, yeah, I appreciate the good comments, of course. There are so many good comments, but I didn't see anyone saying, I have made profits with your signal. I have no idea why, actually. I don't see anything. I mean, even if you didn't make any profit, just leave a comment telling everyone that this guy has indeed sent us a very successful predictions, and the market has went in the way he have predicted. You got nothing to lose if you did that. Anyway, guys, let's now please, before of course we start analyzing the market, please don't forget to hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully it's gonna grow bigger than that. So anyway, let's now delete the old signals, and let's see now what we can do next with the Euro USD. So first thing we need to do, of course, is switching to the weekly chart. Then slowly we will move to the smaller time frames, such as daily, 4 hours and 1 hours, and most likely we will determine our entries on the 1 hour or the 30 minutes. So first of all, the weekly chart. The weekly chart actually shows us that the Euro USD has actually reached a high demand level and most likely is getting ready for a bullish reversal. So far on the weekly chart, we don't see any strong bearish engulfing candle, and the market has reversed right here at that support exactly right here at 1.03860. And the market has actually created this long tail with about 60 pips of value, which means most likely the Euro USD is getting ready for a bullish reversal based on the weekly chart. Let's now move to the daily. Oh, by the way, we're having right here this pattern indicates a double bottom pattern, and we can see that the market here has created a false breakout. Again, I'm still on the weekly chart. So this false breakout indicates that most likely and even after seeing that the market has made right here a bullish reversal, it seems like the market is getting ready to retest the same level of the real resistance. The real resistance, my friends, lies exactly right here at 1.06730. So most likely we can expect from the market to rise to another 190 pips at least before starting any next movement. So now let's go to the daily chart. Now on the daily chart, all the price action that we are having so far is triple bottom. 1, 2, 3. So this actually might indicate that the market is indeed getting ready for a bullish reversal, and most likely again the resistance right here at 1 point, let me just make it more accurate, at 1.06020 is gonna be our final target. We are having here this candle which actually usually be a confirmation for a bullish reversal. Now going back to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the market has indeed started the bullish reversal, and as we can see, the market has created right here a pin bar on the 4-hour time frame. So we're getting ready actually for the rise. So most likely the Euro USD is indeed gonna start the rise at the beginning of the at the opening of the market on Monday. Now let's go to the 1-hour time frame to determine our entries. I prefer to place our entry exactly right here at that level. Why this level? Because as we can see, we had right here the resistance at 1.04128. This was, my friends, a resistance level, and this was the bullish breakout from that level of a resistance. So we can expect from the Euro USD to fall all the way to that previous resistance and create a new support, and most likely that's gonna be the best level to start buying the Euro USD. And if we did that, let's now go back to the 4-hour time frame. If we do that, as I said before, the final target is gonna be right here, the resistance exactly right here at 1.06114. But for the meantime, our target is going to be right here at the resistance at 1.05263. There is a good reason for that. If we are drawing here a resistance trend line just like that, Now, pay attention. We are assuming that the Euro USD is going to continue the bullish reversal, which means that the market is going to continue the rise. If the market has broke out from that level of a resistance trend line, it means that most likely the Euro USD is going to continue the rise till it reaches the peak of the resistance at 1.05263. The next movement is going to be like this, when the market falls again and retesting or revisiting the support right here at 1.04995, and that's going to be the level where we can start buying the Euro USD again, and then the Euro USD will continue the rise to reach our final target. However, our targets for the meantime is going to be about 113 pips of profit. Meanwhile, the safe zone will be ranging just a little bit below that level of a support, exactly right here at 1.03596, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 53 pips. Meanwhile, the target is about 114 pips. Let me now please write the signal for you. And there goes your signal, my friends, for the Euro USD. Hopefully it's going to be a very good signal, and hopefully we will make good profits out of it. Let's now move to the next pair. Let's now take a look at the Pound USD. Alright, so of course we have to delete the old signal for this pair, and let's now see what we can do next with the with the Pound USD. Going to the weekly chart, we can notice exactly right here that what did I say exactly? We can notice also that the market has reversed at that level of a real support at 1.20265. Pay attention that on the weekly chart we had right here the real level of the support, then a false breakout, then the market has respected that level of a real support. Indicates that if in the long run we are having right here the inverted head and shoulders pattern. So most likely the Pound USD is going to be for the bullish this week. Now, confirming that on the weekly chart, let's go to the daily chart, and right now we can see that long tail right here, which was about 114 pips. That's actually long tail, which indicates a very strong pressure from that level of a real support. The market has shown here a very strong pressure, and the bulls are trying to push the market to go up. Now, going back to the daily chart. On the daily chart, we have this confirmation on the daily chart. This price action usually indicates that the market is indeed going to continue the rise. So on the daily chart, if we look carefully, we are having right here a real level of a support, exactly right here. This was a false breakout. Meanwhile, these two support attempts were actually a real attempt of a support, and pay attention that indeed right here we had another false breakout. So buying again right here at the same level of the real support is gonna be ideal in my opinion. Most likely the market is gonna respect that level of a real support. So going now back to the 1 hour time frame. Now we can see clearly that the wick right here is the nearest one to that bullish breakout candle, which means we can wait for the Pound USD to fall to another 27 pips before we can start buying it. And of course, if I scroll more to the left, we can see how strong this level was. So indeed, we can start buying the Pound USD right from that level, and very similar analysis to the Euro USD. We're having right here a resistance trend line, and if the market has been able to actually reverse and rise again, breaking out from that level of a resistance trend line, then most likely our target has to be right here, the peak of the resistance at 1.21865, which means we can wait for the Pound USD to rise to another 118 pips. That's gonna be our target. Let me just make it more accurate. Exactly. So right here is going to be our target for about 114 pips of profit. Meanwhile, the safe zone will be ranging right here till the lowest level of the support at 1.19987, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 63 pips, and the target is about 114 pips. Let me please now write the signal for you. And there goes your signal, my friends, for the Pound USD. Hopefully it's going to be a good signal, and hopefully we will make good profits out of it. Let's now move to the next pair. Let's now move to the AUD USD. Alright, so we need to, of course, to delete the old signal for the AUD USD, and I'm very happy that it has worked perfectly fine. Anyway, now to the weekly chart. Now on the weekly chart, we can see that the market has reversed almost right here, actually exactly at 0.67585. That was a very strong key support level, and as we can see, the market has been struggling and entered the consolidation mode every single time it has reached that level. Then guess what? We had right here a false breakout. For entire few months, we had right here a false breakout. The market has failed to create any resistance right on that level. Then when finally the market, after more than 2 years, and even actually more than that, the market has finally made the attempt to retest the same level of the support at 0.67585, which means we are looking for definitely a very strong high demand level. So we have to look for buying the AUD/USD right now. Now daily chart. On the daily chart again, we had here a long tail, which actually equivalent to 54 pips, indicates that the market indeed getting ready for the bullish reversal. Now, again, we don't really need to see much on the daily chart right now. We need now to go to the 4-hour time frame, and again, we're having here a good price action indicates a bullish reversal. And keep in mind, this is, my friends, is my favorite price action, which indicates always a bullish reversal. I'm telling you about this all the time. And vice versa, if we see the same candle upside down on a resistance level, it usually indicates a bearish reversal. This candle is very trustworthy, and I believe it works about 90% of the time. When you see this candle, be confident to sell, and when you see this candle, be confident to buy. But again, in Forex, there is no such thing as 1 + 1 = 2. That doesn't exist in Forex world. Forex world is the market of probabilities. So we have to be always careful about our entries and be sure that maybe our trades will run in loss. Anyway, going now to the 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, what we can see here is a very clear real level of a resistance, a support, exactly just like that. This was the real level of the support. This was the fake breakout, and we had right here the resistance attempts, and this bullish breakout candle was the nearest one to that wick right here. So therefore, we actually have to assume that the AUD/USD is going to continue the fall again and retesting the broken resistance, and also that support level right here is gonna be respected and keep its position again as a support, which means we have to wait for this pair to fall to another 21 pips before we can start buying it. However, if we started buying right here, the target, of course, my friends, has to be right here, the real level of the resistance at 0.69030. Meanwhile, the safe zone is going to be ranging actually this line here, which I am not sure what was it drawn from. Anyway, I think this is going to be our safe zone. That should be it, yes. I mean, let me just increase it a little bit more, just like that, giving the candle some space to breathe. However, our safe zone is going to be about 40 pips. Meanwhile, the target is about 107 pips. Let me now please write the signal for you. And there goes your signal, my friends, for the AUD/USD. Let's now move to the next pair. Let's now take a look at the USD CAD. Alright, so of course we have to delete the old signal, and the buy order is no longer valid. The market has already reversed almost from there, just 2 pips far away, but however the analysis has worked perfectly fine. Anyway, it's very interesting now what we are seeing here for the USD CAD, because we are having right here a real level of the resistance and a false breakout. Pay attention. This was the real level of the resistance at 1.29317, a real level of a resistance and another real level of a resistance. Then we had here a false breakout. Now, more interestingly is we are having right here this wick right here. That wick, my friends, was the retest or the revisit of that real level of the resistance, which means that the market has already made an attempt to visit that level of a resistance. Now we need to move to the smaller level, or to the lower level. Now let's pay another attention that right here we had a real level of the resistance. As we can see, this was a false breakout, and this indeed was another false breakout. The market has barely made any 2 attempts right here of a support, but eventually what we are having right here is a bullish movement faced with another bearish one, which means that the market most likely is going to continue the rise and revisit the same level of the real resistance level, which lies at 1.29067, which means we have to wait for this pair to rise to another 23 pips before we can start shorting it. And very interesting thing I want to show you is if we draw here a resistance trend line just like that, This is, by the way, a strategy called the magic of trend lines. It's available, my friends, on my channel. You can see the video. You can look it up. Just type the magic of trend lines and the video will come up to you. Anyway, what we can do right here is simply doing like this. All I'm going to do is simply drag the same line and just simply place it right here. Done. Now we can see that the market has indeed been respecting that level as a support trend line, resistance trend line, resistance trend line, resistance trend line, resistance trend line. And I believe that once the market continues the rise like this and revisit the same level of the real resistance, that level of resistance trend line is most likely gonna be respected again, and the market indeed is gonna continue the fall. And that's gonna be very profitable if that happens. Why? Because we have right here a support trend line as well. And if the market has actually been trapped inside this channel and started the bearish break out of it, oh boy, the market is gonna continue the fall till it reaches the lowest level of the support at 1.28240, which means we are looking eventually for about 87 pips, which is gonna be really good. So that's gonna be our target right here, my friends. Meanwhile, the safe zone is gonna be ranging just till the peak of the resistance right here at 1.29505, which means our safe zone is ranging for about 42 pips. Meanwhile, the target is gonna be 83 pips. Let me know, please write the signal for you. And let's now move to the USD Jpy. Alright, so of course we have to delete this signal since it's no longer valid, and by the way, we have most likely to start considering shorting the USD Jpy. Let's now go to the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we can see that the market has actually managed to close as a strong pin bar, which indicates that most likely the market is going to continue the fall, and the target, eventually the final target is going to be right here, the lowest level of the support at 131.327. If we check the monthly chart, however, yes, I think now very clear what's going to happen. The market seems like it has actually failed to break out from that level of a strong resistance at 135.175. Now, I believe we're looking for a strong, or we're looking for actually a long term of shorting the USD Jpy, and most likely the pair is eventually going to continue the fall till it reaches the resistance right here at 126.520. So of course we have started a new month and the new candle has just opened, so most likely it's gonna be a bearish one. So now, after confirming the direction on the weekly chart, even on the monthly chart, let's go to the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we can here confirm that we had right here a support trend line, and the market has indeed managed to break out from that level of a support trend line, which means that the market is going to continue the fall till it reaches the beginning of the support at 132.172. So right now we have actually a formation of a double top pattern, which indicates, of course, that the market is getting ready for a bearish movement. Now, after confirming all of that on the daily and weekly chart, let's now go to the 4-hour time frame and let's find where exactly we can start selling the market. This is the support trend line, and of course right now on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the market has actually been respected that level of a support trend line. Then we had right here the bearish break out of it, and the retest has already occurred, which means that the USD Jpy is indeed getting ready for the fall. So the retest has already happened, but is it gonna fall instantly? Most likely that's not gonna happen. Most likely the market is gonna continue the rise again till it reaches right here the peak of the resistance, exactly right here. Yes, perfect. At 135.567, we had right here a previous support level, which was of course previously a strong key resistance level, and as we can see, the market has made here 1 and 2 false breakout from that level of a real resistance at 135.567. Now we had here that the market, we have here the resistance number 1, which means that the market has already revisited the same level of the resistance and has already respected it. Now again, keep in mind that we are facing here a support zone, which means that most likely the USD Jpy is going to continue the rise till it reaches that resistance, and from there, my friends, we can start shorting the pair. And let's continue looking at that, because this is very interesting. Now the target, of course, we are having right here a real level of a support. Check this out. We are having here the real level of the support right here. Meanwhile, we had here a false breakout, and guess what, my friends? Yes, that's right. The market is going to continue the fall till it revisits again the same level of the real support, which means we are aiming approximately 190 pips profit from the signal. However, I don't like to give these unrealistic numbers of targets, so therefore the target is going to be right here at the lowest level of the support at 135.330, which means we are aiming approximately 122 pips of profit. Meanwhile, this safe zone is going to be ranging just a little bit here above that resistance, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 55 pips. Meanwhile, the target is 123 pips. Let me now please write the signal for you. And that's everything for the USD JPY. Let's now move to the next one. Let's take a look at the USD CHF. Alright, so the USD Chf has worked perfectly fine as we can see, but again, it's not valid anymore because the market has reversed from the take profit level. So let's now delete the USD CHF signal and let's see what we can do next with this pair. Let's take, of course, look at the weekly chart, which confirms that most likely the market is going to continue the fall. I believe that I have done this last week this thing by drawing here a support trend line, and we can confirm that the market has actually made a bearish breakout from that support trend line and retested the same level, and most likely is going to continue the fall. And of course, not to mention, the pattern right here, which we are having here, the double top pattern, indicates that the USD CHF is going to continue the fall. Now, let's now move to the daily chart. Now on the daily chart, we can see that confirmation. Again, we are having here the support trend line, exactly just like that. Yes, just like that. Or let me just be more accurate, just to be honest, right here exactly. So we have here the support trend line, the bearish breakout of it, and the retest has already happened right here with that long wick. And what happened next is the USD CHF has continued the rise. It rose up all the way to hit the resistance level right here at 0.96760, and most likely is going to continue the fall. I believe that the USD CHF is actually has created right here a support trend line, and I believe that the market is now getting ready for another bearish fall because we're having here this resistance trend line and the support trend line. The USD CHF right now is actually trapped inside this channel and most likely is gonna make what we call a price explosion, and it's gonna continue the fall after breaking out from that support trend line. All the signs say that on the weekly chart, on daily chart with that double top pattern, that the USD CHF is indeed gonna continue the fall, and the final target, as I have told you earlier, is gonna be right here, the peak of the resistance at 0.94578, because this was the real level of the resistance, and the market seems like it's gonna continue the fall till it retests that level. So now let's go back to the 4-hour time frame so we can see exactly where we can start shorting this pair. Now let's pay attention. I want to go to the 1-hour time frame. Now on the 1-hour time frame, my friends, we're having here the real level of the resistance, exactly just like that. Perfect. That's perfection. And pay attention how it was actually a very strong key support level in the past. Then we had here the false breakout of it. Then finally we had the real breakout, and the same level of the previous support has already become a new resistance, as we can see. Now what we're having right here is another resistance attempt. This is not a false breakout, by the way. Someone might say, Salah, this is a false breakout. Actually, it's not really a false breakout because we are still in the same resistance zone. This is a resistance zone, as we can see, and the market has never been able to close above that level of a resistance zone, which means we can actually start shorting the USD CHF after it rises to another 25 pips. That's going to be the best level to start shorting the pair, and the final, or the target actually for our trade, is going to be placed right here at the lowest level of the support at 0.95046, which means we are aiming approximately 115 pips of profit. Meanwhile, the safe zone is going to be ranging right here till the peak of the real resistance at 0.96647, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 43 pips only. Meanwhile, the target is 115 pips. Let me now please write the signal for you. And there goes your signal, my friends, for the USD CHF. Let's now take a look at the other pair, which means let's take a look at the gold. Alright, so of course we have to delete the old signal. I'm very happy that it has worked perfectly fine and have made a total of 244 pips for those who have entered this signal. If you guys have really made any profits with this signal, please drop it in the comments. I want to know if this was helpful for you. Anyway, now regarding the gold, let's now move to the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, let's pay attention to the levels because this is very critical. When we are talking about gold, it's not really the same as talking about other pairs. So let me just be more accurate here. Now, the level of 1785.91, that is actually a very, very, very strong level. We can see that the market has actually been struggling with that level since October 2020. And as we can see, the market has made right here a false breakout from that level not only once but twice. Eventually, the market has actually been ranging on that level, and eventually, finally right here, since November 2021, we're having right here so many attempts of the support. And keep in mind, I'm on the weekly chart, which means for several weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 continuous weeks, the market has been trying actually to break out from that level. Then after, let me see exactly when, since January 22, then again back in 15th of May, the market has made another attempt to break out from that level of a support, and of course has failed, as we can see, and the market has shown a strong rejection for about 1000 pips. Then again, finally today, 26 June, the market has made another attempt and has rose up to 241 pips upon the pressure from that level of a strong support level, which means we are definitely looking for buying the gold. And let me just tell you something. This is right here the real level of the resistance. We had right here a real level of the resistance, my friends, and right here as well, this number 1 false breakout, this number 2 another false breakout. Meanwhile, we had right here, of course, a real level of the resistance right here, and keep in mind we are talking about the weekly charts. So this was actually a very strong key support level in the past. Now, we had right here one single attempt of the resistance. We are talking about weekly candles scale, which means this entire month has represented one single attempt and resistance number 1, which means that we can expect from the gold to continue the rise all the way right here to reach the same level of the resistance, respecting the real level of the resistance, and to create the second attempt. Now, after confirming all of that on the weekly chart, let's now move to the daily chart. Now on the daily chart, we can see that the market has closed as this beautiful pin bar, and most likely the market is getting ready for a bullish movement. So right now we have to identify the strongest support levels on the pattern to identify our entry. Now from what I can see right here, we need to look actually to the smaller time frame to identify it. Let's now go to the 4-hour time frame. Perfect. Now on the 4-hour time frame, we are having right here this strong pattern, which indicates of course a bullish reversal. And right here, we're having right here the nearest support level to that bullish breakout candle. And by the way, this bullish breakout candle, that price action usually indicates a continuation in the momentum. If you had here a resistance level and you have seen actually a strong bullish breakout candle that looks exactly like this one, a very small tail at the bottom and long wick at the top, usually that indicates actually that the market is gonna continue the rise, which means we can start looking for buying the gold, but we have to buy on the right level. So I believe that right here, exactly right here at 1802.76, we have to wait for the market to fall to another 62 pips before we can start buying it. And if we check on the left side, let me just delete the other line. Let's now take a look at the left. We need, my friends, to find a really strong support level. The problem with this level, which I have just selected, it's not really a strong support. We have to find a stronger level, a better level, a more trustworthy level. And if I check carefully, look at that. I have aligned the red line right here to match up with that support level right here, and right here the resistance, and right here as well. So we need now to scroll back to the current time and check this out. This was a perfection. And look at that. This is, my friends, amazing. I swear I didn't plan this. This is what I'm talking about. Always when we have a bullish breakout candle, always place our buy order at the same level of the top of the wick, which is the nearest one to the bullish breakout candle, which means exactly right here. I have drawn this line based on the support levels on the left side, but of course this was perfect alignment, and as we can see, it just matched up with this strategy which I'm talking about. Anyway, we have to wait for the gold to fall to another 100 pips before we can start buying it, and if we did that, it's going to be amazing, because we are having here a resistance trend line, and if the gold has managed to break out from that level, we can expect from the gold to continue the rise all the way till it reaches the peak of the real resistance right here at 1856.30, which means right here, which means that's going to be our target. However, that's actually too much. This is actually 550 pips. I always like to give more realistic targets, so hopefully everyone will make indeed a very good profits. Therefore, 1833.12 is going to be our target, which means we are aiming approximately 344 pips. Meanwhile, the safe zone will be ranging just a little bit lower than the lowest level of the support at 1782.91, which means the safe zone is going to be ranging for about 153 pips. Meanwhile, the target is about 344 pips. Let me now please write the signal for you. And there goes your signal, my friends, for the gold. I want to say something. I'm really doing the best I can to make the videos short, to be less than 20 minutes, but I end up with more than 30 minutes and maybe 35 minutes. Guys, I'm really doing the best I can here to explain to you everything in details. I really hate it so much when I know that someone is just selecting the signals and just writing them down without even watching the video. And we had this case actually. The support, our support on the Xtreme Trader channel have faced one complaint, and we have found out that this man is simply not watching the video at all. He's just simply skip the video to the signal, write it down, and skip to the next signal, write it down, and that's it. Then he complains why Salah didn't explain this, why Salah didn't say that. And when we faced him and showed him that Salah did indeed said that, he said, I'm sorry, I'm actually not watching the videos, I'm just skipping. So I really feel upset about that. So again, guys, I'm really doing the best I can to not just send you signals. I'm just sharing with you my market analysis strategy, and hoping that it can actually eventually help everyone in enhancing and improving their trading skills. Xtreme Trader is a trading platform. It's not actually a trading platform. I mean, it's educational platform. It meant to teach people about trading Forex. It meant actually to enlighten people about the reality about Forex and how we can trade Forex to the best ways, not only sending signals, but also to make you able to send signals. So again, I believe it's going to be a very good week, and hopefully we will make everyone end it in a very good profits. So hope that's everything from my side. I hope that is informative to you, and I would like to thank you for watching.